guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carter Walker. I love talking about movies, music, comics, and games. And I watched the movie Saltburn. This has been on my list for quite some time. I really wanted to check Saltburn out. Unfortunately, it wasn't showing at anywhere near my home, my apartment. Anytime I'd go up north, it wasn't showing to my parents' house. So I just kind of had to take the L on this one and wait. And luckily, it came out on Amazon Prime. This is a movie where I won't kind of go through the plot or anything. I just kind of want to give like the most vague description of everything that I can, because it's a movie where I didn't know anything about it going in, and that made it all the more interesting to watch. So I'm going to get right into the positives of Saltburn. Performances are spectacular, especially Jacob Elordi. I might be pronouncing this Barry Keoghan. Barry Keoghan. I have no idea how to pronounce that. I know he's aggressively Irish. I'm so sorry, Barry. And Rosamund Pike are so strong that it elevated the movie so much for me. They absolutely make this movie. They elevate their characters, and there's just so much to dissect when it comes to their different characters. I love the whole cast here. Richard E. Grant does a great job as well, and Barry Keoghan as Oliver is just so manipulative, so like innocent. He can come off. This is such a compliment to the costume design and like set dressing and everything. He can come off as like the most attractive dude in the room, or just look like the goofiest, creamiest guy you've ever seen in your life. And it was such a testament to this deception that he creates. I loved it. This movie was so much fun to watch. It is not for the faint of heart. It goes really hard with everything. It's very shocking. And so I really loved watching it and not knowing anything about it going into it. And I thought that the dynamic between Barry's Oliver Quick and Jacob's Felix was very well done. Felix and Oliver have such an interesting relationship to where I was pretty much bought in the whole movie. I was like, man, these guys are like good friends. Like Felix really likes Oliver, like wants to help him. And so kind of watching it play out, it's just so interesting and so unique to see. And this is a movie that captivated me from the moment that it got turned on. There's multiple scenes in this movie where I was just like so interested, particularly one on Oliver's birthday where him and Felix are driving to go meet someone, that when I realized what was happening, I was like, oh my gosh, like something is up, something's gonna happen. And I was not let down. It was so interesting, and I just loved every little turn and the way that the plot evolved. Very awesome, very, very fun to see. So I really enjoyed the plot and characters of Saltburn, and that is without saying that the movie is so beautiful. The movie is so well shot, so well lit and blocked, and everything just looks perfect. It was like every frame is just a unique tapestry or painting that you can put on your wall. Like every time I pause the movie, I was like, that could be a lock screen, or like that could be a portrait in someone's house. So many shots are just filmed with such poise and so unique that it is just so awesome to look at. It's so beautiful to look at. And there's so many sequences where you see a reflection, or you see Rosamund Pike is talking to Barry Keoghan. You see the sun setting and you see the light starting to fade. And it's just so unique. It's so refreshing to see like a movie that is just so gorgeous. Because I mean, I watched Aquaman 2 in the same night, and I was like, this is peak. In the age of blockbusters where you see a lot of movies that are shot on location but somehow manage to filter out all of the beauty, Saltburn is one that captures so much of the beauty, so much of the depth of places, and it is darkly funny as well, which I really enjoyed. A lot of the humor in Saltburn is my type of humor, so I found it to be very funny and very unique, and also just very captivating. And there was so much to like here. The aspect ratio I fell in love with. I usually am kind of bothered with the aspect ratio. However, this one just nailed it, knocked it out of the park. This film also has phenomenal editing, great use of montages, and is just so well done with just to show everything. This movie is a movie where you see more than it's telling you, except for an exception that I'll come back to later on. And I really enjoyed the way that they just framed and formatted this movie. Goodness, I cannot sing this movie's praises enough. And so I honestly thought Saltburn was one of the best movies I've seen this year. For any mixed or negatives, I would say that maybe it can be a little slow sometimes. Some of the conversations maybe drag on a little bit too long. It did not quite need to be as long as it was. However, I mean, it's so unique and just so aggressively like in your face, manipulative and charming, yet shocking and vile at the same time, to where I was okay with it. This is a movie where on my first watch, I will rate it very high. I'm not sure if I will rewatch it. This is a movie to where I can see myself rewatching it. I'm not sure how often though. Rewatchability plays a big factor into my score. I'm not too sure how high or low it will go, but for now, I really, really enjoyed it. I do think there's maybe one or two scenes, again, that could have been cut. There is like a montage reveal that I think maybe was a little too on the nose. However, I loved the music. I love the performances in that scene. So I was like, yeah, I'm all right with it. I'm all right with it. And so overall, I really, really dug Saltburn. I'll give it like a 9 out of 10, 9.5. One of my favorites of the year. Definitely in my top 10, top 15 of the year. This is a movie that's just so aggressively unique, like The Menu from last year, that I will hopefully revisit for a long, long while. So if you haven't seen Saltburn and you can stomach some interesting choices made by the characters, I would go ahead and do it. There's a lot in here to love, the performances and look of the film especially. Definitely worth you checking out. So guys, have you seen Saltburn? If so, what did you think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did it confuse you? Did it gross you out? I really want to know, and tell me what you thought of the overall message and ending of the film. I have my own thoughts. Love to discuss that in the comments below. As always, guys, I'm Carter Walker, and have a great rest of your day.